This might be short of the season. I'm going to call it right here. Shangri-La Frontier. Let me tell you now, the first 2 episodes are off to a fantastic start. And I must say, I don't know who the studio is doing this, but these animators are going nuts. They're going crazy.
Yeah, the show is beautiful.
Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. This is episode 64. I'm Ace, that's McMillian, and today we're going to be giving out our fall 2023 watch list, plus much more. But of course, before we get into all that, if you'd like to join me, my friend McMillian here, as we discuss all things anime and sometimes manga, then please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. And with that being said, the council's now in session. Let the meeting begin. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you all for joining today's council meeting once again. This week we're going to be going over our fall 2023 watch list. But of course, before I sit here and ramble on, I'm going to hand it over to McMillian, who's going to give out today's agenda.
Yep. So for the agenda, as you've mentioned, we're going to go over what me and Ace are watching for this fall season. The news that has happened over this past week. Our weekly recommendation, and then we'll be talking about the past JJK episode, which was episode 36. So look forward to all that.
That is correct. And now we're just going to hop straight into some council announcements as well. Our first council announcement, we want to let everybody know that our Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, the second core, the separation review is live now on your favorite audio platforms as well as YouTube as well. I was a little late on the YouTube video, so I do apologize for that. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I went to homecoming this weekend to my alma mater at Jackson State University. Had to go turn up with the fellas. So yeah. But we're back in action here. Next thing, we also would remind everybody that we are on our road to 100 subscribers. So of course, if you're fucking with the content, if you're fucking with the boys, then please hit that subscribe button, show some love. And we're going to push on forward to our first topic for today with our fall 2023 watch list. So, Big Bill, you want to go ahead and start the people off with letting everybody know what we plan on checking out for this season?
Yeah, so start us off. I think this is not a surprise to anybody who's been following the podcast. Obviously, we are continuing our, obviously on the podcast, we're continuing our coverage of JJK. So that's a non-starter right there. That's our first. So that'll be our first one we talk about continuing JJK.
And then speaking of JJK, if you're here just for the JJK review, the chapters will be below the description. So if you just want to hop on to that section in the video, then by all means.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But just to give a brief thing, JJK was great in, I think, last season with the whole hidden inventory arc, and it's as going crazy right now each week with the Shibuya incident, and I look forward to it. I look forward to talking about the podcast. So yeah,
same.
Great.
Same. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Like McMillian said, it's going crazy right now, and we're going to talk about how crazy it's going in today's review. So we're going to get to it then.
Yep. And then next we have me and Ace both plan to watch Dr. Stone's New World, the second core. Yes. I have unfortunately not been able to check out the latest episodes. But
did you finish the first core at least?
Yes,
I haven't started the second core either. But did you finish the first one?
Yes, I did finish the first one. Very excited.
Okay, to see I was about to say, so you know what's coming.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be time. I'm for Dr. Stone. I don't think this is the finale because like none of the production studios or anything like they didn't say like this. Get ready for the final season. Dr. Stone or anything like that. So I don't think this is the final arc, but it definitely has like I get big world building implications this season does. So I'm definitely looking forward to the second core for New World.
Yes. It's gonna be very interesting, I think, with how the people that we're dealing with and the fact that they can just turn people to stone whenever the fuck they want. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
All right, and then for this next one, one of my fan favorites that came through recently, Eminence in Shadow season 2. I did get a chance to check out the first episode for season 2, and it's back just like it was the first season. Still, great comedy, great action as well. It also, but it does look like this season is going to be maybe a little bit more action packed than the last, because I mean we jumped straight into the action in the first episode. It's
Oh,
crazy.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah, if I remember correctly, where they left off in the last season compared to where they're gonna start is basically like right in the middle um of a big plot. So I look forward to seeing what how they adapt everything in season two. If there's anything different from, like I said, I read the manga, not the light novel, so I'm wondering which one this will hold more too. But I'm definitely looking forward to, because I know it's gonna be a good ride. It's gonna be a fun time, fun time.
Always, always, always. All right, and then this next one, a long awaited one. It's been a few years. We got everybody fans of this show has been waiting for this season to come back, but Goblin Slayer 2. Um Goblin Slayer 2. So season 2 starts off with a recap of the notorious episode 1, just to remind you all
Oh.
what the fuck it is over here. All right, they're just trying to let y'all know this is Goblin Slayer. It is still Goblin Slayer. And I believe, listen, I don't think they showing us that for a reason. I believe we're gonna get some crazy stuff later on in this season.
Oh, okay. All right. So you think they're just trying to prepare people, remind them like, hey, we can go this dark.
They just got to remind, yes, they had to put it, because no, they didn't do the full thing. It was maybe like a minute and a half of the recap of the first episode. They just had to quickly remind everybody, like, hey, this stuff can still happen. And because I don't know why else they would do that if they weren't preparing us for something later
No, I mean
on.
that's a good. I mean that's a good point, because in most people's opinions, if you continue to stay with Goblin Slayer after that striking first episode, um, then it didn't continue that type of uh plot line, or basically it wasn't as dark as that
It
first
wasn't
one.
as dark, we would say,
Yeah.
because the plot line was still there. It just wasn't
Well, no,
as dark.
I'm just saying like it wasn't that that stuff
Yeah,
didn't
it
continue
was.
to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. That
Basically,
okay. Yes, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
that's
that
yeah.
itself. Yes.
Yes. So I was about to say like so for them to bring it back, or like to even like show it, I think a little bit to your point, Ace, is probably them saying like, hey, there might be some fuck shit around the corner later on within this season. So
Yeah,
just be
but
aware.
but I also think for me, I think this is one I'm gonna wait for the English dub to actually come out for this show to watch this one, because I did enjoy the English dub of Goblin
Hmm.
Slayer, so I think I'm gonna wait for that one to come around before I watch this season.
Okay, yeah. No, I do remember. I think so. I watched it, and so, but I do remember. I don't know if someone else, like, I watched it in dub, like in my presence, or if I just happened to check it out. But I do remember the dub being good. Like I remember hearing it and being like, okay, I like what they're doing
Yeah.
with it. So that makes sense. All right.
All right, you
And
want to
then
take this next one?
yeah, and next we got Shield Hero season 3. Now this one it'll be interesting, because I think everybody who watched season 2 basically agreed like that they were not expecting that. They didn't really enjoy what season 2 brought.
Yeah,
Um and but from what the light novel readers have been saying, and what I've even been seeing on the comments on Crunchyroll, just in general, of like season 2 of Shield
season
Hero.
3. Oh,
Yeah,
just here,
that
just in general.
well, in
Okay.
general, they say that the plot line for season 3 is actually really strong. So I'm interested to see how it redeems itself, because if you watched us during that time, we was not feeling it. It was we was not feeling it. There was
No, I apologize. No, you
oh,
get to you.
I was gonna say, I was like, there's a couple of highlight moments that I think that me and Ace touched up on, but both of us was just like, hey, like y'all got to come back hard. So
Yeah, no, because it was such a shame, because I really enjoyed the heck out of season 1 of Shield Hero. Easily, bumped up to one of my favorite shows, especially for that year as well. And so when season 2 came out, I was just like, yeah, no, this definitely ain't it. It is nowhere near as the quality as season 1 was, and I was just really disappointed. But thankfully season 3 is off to a strong start. The animation looks good. Okay, it looks
okay,
good. Um, I only seen the first episode, but I believe it's on like 2 or 3 episodes out now by the time of this recording. So I do plan on, of course, keeping up with it. But the first episode was good. Right now, our boy, um, Nafomi, there we go.
mm-hmm.
Nafomi is going around trying to gather some more people to protect his village. I'm about to say that's essentially the plot of what's going on right now.
Okay, that's good. That sounds like a good start. I have not checked it out quite yet. I started off with mostly the new stuff I think for this season, which we're about to get into.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to starting Shield season 3 and hopefully seeing how it'll bring itself back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Then all right, then like McBillion said, speaking of some of the new stuff, our first one on the list here, The Kingdom of Ruin. And I must say, it was a very, very good first episode. What
Yeah.
what do you think about the first
Yes,
episode?
I enjoyed it. It's very the scope of the show is big in terms of like world building because it's a very the way they present it. It's like very high fantasy, but it seems to be also somewhat contemporary. For all those that
Yeah.
don't might not know, contemporary just means like happening in a modern or type of time setting. It's almost a little bit futuristic too, because it's like it's blending like sci-fi and magic.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is great, in my opinion. So far, has been great. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I'm
Okay.
really enjoying what I'm seeing. Um, so I cannot. I just can't wait to see what else this brings because the plot line is strong. It's a very simple revenge plot, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll evolve into something more as it goes.
I'm with you there. Like Million said, it's a very simple revenge plot so far. So if you like revenge stories, I would say definitely check this one out. Episode one does a really, really good job, in my opinion, of hooking you in into the world and into the just, I guess, at least getting you to watch the next episode. I haven't, like I said, I haven't got around to watching, past the first episode, but definitely the first episode was like, okay, yeah, I'm here. Don't you convinced me? You got me. Kingdoms of Ruin.
Yeah, yeah,
Y'all convinced me to watch.
yeah. I definitely think if you like revenge plots, you'll definitely like this. If you're interested in magic and world and like magic systems and world building, I think
Yeah, and then
this is also
like I
one
said,
that'll catch your
always
attention.
speaking like you just mentioned magic. Like I said on this show before, I'm a sucker for magic. So here we are.
Yeah, yeah, but I definitely, Kings of Ruin, I think is one to look out for if you have not checked it out already.
Yep.
Now, the next one is Fearing Beyond Journey's End. Like I said before, prior, I have read, I think like a little bit of the manga for this one, and I knew that it was a good story. It's just more not. It's not as action heavy. It's more of a character kind of focused story because it's about this elf who was in this party that ended up like they defeated like the Demon King, became heroes, and then she just went about her journeys. But she realized that like the humans in her party or whatever, they live shorter
Hmm.
lives. So it's like her kind of like trying to live as a human does and not necessarily as an elf does, and how that all
Plays out.
evolves and
Okay,
changes.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. And so for those who don't know, I think Fearing might have set a record. I don't know if it's if a record or not, but Fearing's Beyond Journey debuted with a 2 hour long episode, and it had to be pretty damn good because McMillian said he didn't even realize it was
I
two
didn't
hours.
realize we was talking about it right before we hit record, and I was like, "That was 2 hours." I did not feel like it was 2 hours. It tells a like I said, the first episode tells a pretty. If you are interested in fantasy and stuff like that, you'll definitely, I think, like be drawn in by that element, though. But it also does a good job of really showing you its premise very early on, and if it really depends. I think you'll if you like this show will really depend on how much you like the main character. Because they
Okay.
do a great job of like representing her, and
Okay.
that since that this is basically about her person, somewhat like of a personal journey. I think that
Hmm.
basically will determine how you feel about it. But I enjoyed it. I think you should definitely check it out. And then decide for yourself whether or not it's a type of tale you want to get into.
Okay. Okay. We might do a review on it here on the pod once I check it out. Who knows? Who knows what the future may hold? But this next one though, this is definitely this might be this might be short of the season. I'm gonna call it right here. Shangri-La Frontier. Let me tell you now, if I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all need to check. If y'all don't check out any other show on this list that we talk about, y'all definitely need to check out Shangri-La Frontier. It's
I
definitely
second that.
given for me at least um SAO season one vibes, like just so strong. Just I'm in the video game world. It's just vast, different. We can do. No, it's like we actually the manga creator actually took their time to sit down and build a vast video game world. It's crazy. And the first two episodes are off to a fantastic start. And I must say, I don't know who the studio is doing this, but these animators are going nuts. They're going crazy.
Yeah, the show is beautiful. It is quite honestly insane how good it looks. And to Ace's point, the first episode really does draw you in. If you like video, I mean, I think if you're simply a video game fan, it gets you there. But two, like if you're interested in world building and stuff like that, it does a great job of, I think, creating a very interesting world, and one that feels like, if you've ever played MMOs, it definitely feels like something that like something that you probably like be like, hey, this sounds cool, and I'd love to play it with my friends and stuff like that. But it's
Yeah.
super fun. Like the first two
Yeah.
episodes really draw you in with like the action and the characters and stuff like that. So
This is a passion project. You can see the passion in this project. No pun intended. You can see it. Oh, it's a really good show, and I'm having a great time with it so far because I've been waiting for that next like video game type isekai to come, step into the scene, and there's been some here and there, but none as that has really gave me that feeling since like SAO season one, and Sword Art Online could have been so good if they just stuck with that premise, um, but Shangri-La Frontier, that they something's happening here,
yeah, definitely, I completely agree. It is definitely giving off the vibes of season one SAO, and I'm here for it.
All right, you want to take this next one here?
Yeah, so next here we have Undead Unluck. Now, this is I think the if there were awards for each season of anime, I think this would be the one that most people bet on, because Undead Unluck right now is one of the hottest mangas um that's currently like in circulation. A lot of people love it for like shonen stuff like that and everything like that. I've checked out the first two episodes. I think right now there are three up, and I must say, I don't know if it's because it's animated more so, but I fuck with it a little bit more than I did when I checked it out as a manga.
Okay.
It's really
Okay,
well. Oh, go ahead.
no, you continue. No, you continue. I'm
I
sorry.
was just about to say the visuals of it really good,
They are.
stunning. Yes, the visuals are great. The fights seem a bit more dynamic than what I remember them to be in the manga. So I don't know if it's that if they just improved it, or if I'm just, yeah, I don't know if it was just not hidden for me manga
Mm-hmm.
wise. But so far the fights seem like really
I,
good.
I get what you're saying because I mean I do plan on watching more because I only seen the first episode, but after I watched the episode, it was just like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like quite there for me yet. Like because like you mentioned earlier, is right now is one of the most popular mangas right now. Like and I guess I can kind of see why it would be popular, but
Hmm.
I guess I'm not just getting that same feeling that everybody else is
No,
getting yet. But I guess we just got to get more into the series though.
yeah. So that's all I
But
was
I
about.
will say I have enjoyed what I've seen so far. It does have this weird, unique little playful charm to it that I do like, at least for right now.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so I was watching this with Tyler while he was still visiting me, and I still somewhat have like the same little bit qualms of just like, this is cool, or like like the premise is good, but I'm gonna need more from it because I'm
Yeah.
enjoying what I'm seeing, but eventually, you're gonna have to give me like some more meat with
Yeah,
this meal,
because really, and also I don't think something about the main female character right now. I'm not something about her just seems annoying. I don't know what it
I mean,
is.
I think that's fair, because I was telling Tyler something that was preventing me, I think, from really getting into the manga, is that the like the main duo, while I
Hmm.
don't necessarily dislike them, there's nothing making me like really attached to them right now.
I feel you.
Um, so like, and I don't know how long that lasts. Like I said, I tried to get the manga a try, I couldn't really get into it, and I
I feel
don't.
you.
So, but maybe the anime with, again, like I said, beautiful. It's beautifully animated.
It is
Um,
beautifully animated. They're actually
maybe,
going crazy with this as
yeah.
well.
I was about to say, like, I don't know if like that'll help me get through, like, digest it better or whatever. But
I
I
feel
plan
you.
to still stick
At
around
least
with it,
check it
and
out for right
yeah,
now. Stick around. And maybe at least get back to where you was in the manga
hmm,
potentially, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I will say this: I do like Undead as a character, at least like his powers. I think he's
Hmm.
Kimimaru, but on crack. So,
Yeah, basically. Basically.
So I like his powers and how he utilizes them and stuff like that. Like how he mentioned how he basically he was like ejecting his foot off of his body to and using the pressure from that to fly and stuff like that. It was weird, but like
Yeah.
okay, I can resourceful. You know, you make it do with what you got to understand.
Hmm. It's a very inventive way, I think, to use regeneration powers, because normally they're not like that cracked out in the terms of like you create, high pressure situations because your body's coming back so fast or
Yeah,
something like that.
and then I can already tell with in this first episode, there's some sort of little trope with him corking up all the memories and blood and stuff in his brain and stuff like that. You can already tell with that. So
Hmm.
I'm not, the margarita creator, whoever you are, you're not fooling me. I see it already. I see it already.
Yeah, so I definitely plan to give this one more time, but so I'm looking for I am looking forward to see how this develops. But after
Yeah.
that, we have on our list we have Four Nights of the Apocalypse. Now, granted, this is not coming out yet in the West.
Yet,
Um,
keyword yet.
yes, there
Our
is.
friend McMillian here mentioned on our last episode that it is out in Japan, and the
Mhm.
only way right now, unfortunately, is to raise the black flag. But of course, once again, here on the council, we do not condone piracy.
Try to keep it as minimum as possible. Um, but there is news that Netflix should be bringing it to us soon. Within the
Correct.
From what I believe is it's supposed to be within the season.
We didn't get a release date.
Yeah,
They just
they
used the
just said
word
soon.
soon.
So
Like, okay, that doesn't really do much for me, but all
I'm
right.
assuming it's possibly going to be within the season, and if not within the fall, hopefully within the winter.
Yeah.
But I do hope to check it out.
With them saying soon, I at least soon we're getting it before this year is out.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for Four Nights of the Apocalypse if you are looking forward to more Seven Deadly Sins stuff and possibly,
Yeah.
like an even greater story. So
Shameless plug here. We did a Grudge of Edinburgh Part 1 and Part 2 review out
yes.
now on all your favorite audio platforms as well as YouTube. So if if you are a Seven Deadly Sins fan, you want to know what we thought about the movies, in preparation for this new series, go check it out.
Yep,
Both of those
definitely.
reviews.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to it as well. I hope this series can um wash the stain off of the Seven Deadly Sins name that the
if
end
you
of the
will.
series put on it.
If you will, yes. After that we have Tokyo Revengers. I forgot what the season is called. Like the
The
subtitle for this one,
Tenjiku arc. I
Shinjuku
probably
arc.
butchered that, but
Okay,
yeah, something like that.
and I know supposedly, according to the manga readers, we are heading towards disaster. But I will say I did watch, I think, majority of the first episode of this. Very interested to see how they get themselves out of this one, because it looks like they had full out war from the
Yeah.
jump,
Okay.
and so I'm very interested to see how the fuck we get out of this.
Well, it's really odd because I haven't checked out this season yet, but I haven't seen anybody talking about this online like at
Yeah,
all. So I'm kind of worried. Like, is it really that bad? Like, what's going on? Because like I haven't seen like no traction for this online at all. But for me, I am at least looking forward to checking out season 3. I definitely need more than what we got from season 2 because I just think season 2 was very anticlimactic in my opinion. So I'm definitely looking for more out of Tokyo Revengers this season.
mm-hmm. Not same. I think it has. If I remember this correctly, I think it was a decently strong start, but I do hope that it pulls off, but it sticks to landing better than its previous season.
I agree.
After that, this is one I don't think Ace you've had a chance to check out, but Returner's Magic should be special. I've watched the first episode of this. The premise is basically this group of people who in this world or whatever, there are these things called shadow worlds where like uh monsters or big threats are basically happen and heroes are sent to take them out. There was this really big one with this dragon demon king that the main characters team had to take out over. They were successful, but something bad happened, and it ended up sending the main character back to basically redo everything all over again from when he first entered like this magic academy.
Yep.
Um, so far, really enjoying the premise. I
Okay.
think I can't. Like I said, it's kind of isekai esque. So if you like isekais, I think you'll definitely
Okay.
like it. But um, really strong premise, really strong, I think, world building as well so far. Interested to see how he tackles the second chance, the main character's second chance that he's been given.
Okay.
But I definitely think this is one to watch as well.
Sounds good. Like Million said, I haven't got a chance to watching the first episode yet, but I did mention how when we first reported on this that when as I was reading the synopsis out, they already had me hooked, so I was gonna be
Hmm.
checking it out. So glad to hear that the first episode is off to a great start. So I'm looking forward to checking it out and
Yeah.
talking about it in the future on the pod.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right, and so this next one, we're getting to the end of the watch list here. This one is a Netflix anime, Good Night World. So this was the one where we mentioned to you guys where it's another video game MMO anime,
Hmm.
but the twist for this one is this guy and his family plays the game together, but they also like treat each other like well, I guess the family dynamic in real life is kind of weird. I would say that. So
Yeah.
it's like two different dynamics between when they're in real life and when they're in the video game. We do plan on checking this one out. We're probably going to be doing this Netflix review in our for our Netflix anime review series. So be on the lookout for that when we get around to it. But we got to get the Villain Saga first.
Hmm.
I just gotta finish the second season. Everybody, I apologize. It's so many shows, everybody, but I'm gonna get around to it. But because we do got to get that Villain Saga review out.
Yes,
But
we
yeah.
do. I would just say I have seen the first and second episode of Goodnight World. Very interesting. Not bad. I am looking forward to see how stuff unfolds with it, but it's pretty good so far, I'd say. The only thing I will say it's a little bit disappointing because I thought when they described it is that, oh, I wonder is the reason why they're better in real life is because the people of the family play different roles, but that's not exactly the case in the show. So I was a little bit disappointed about it, but it still seems very strong from what I'm
Okay.
gathering. So just yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Once again, it's great to hear that the first episodes are off to a great start.
Hmm.
Looking forward to checking it out. Definitely. Definitely. And then so for the last show on our 2023 fall 2023 watch list, excuse me here, we have the hidden gem from last season, Dead Mount Death Play, second core. Definitely. If you guys have not yet checked this one out, this was definitely a shocker to both me and McMillian here. Essentially, the premise of the show is there's this evil, quote unquote, evil. I believe he called himself a Lich King, something like that.
Yeah, necromancer god something.
Necromancer god, yeah, the god of necromancy, right? There's this
Hmm.
evil god of necromancy in this fantasy world, and the hero pulls up on him for the final battle. This is how episode 1 starts, right? The hero pulls up on him for the final battle, and as before the hero can lay the final blow, the necromancer does a reincarnation spell and
Hmm.
gets reincarnated into
And
another world.
yeah, and the world is the real world
Yeah.
basically. And so we described this, I believe, when we first talked about it as a reverse isekai because that's basically what it is. He went from a fantasy world
Yeah.
to like the modern era.
There's some
And
other hidden plot twists in
mhm.
it as well, but I just wanted to leave out because I didn't want to, because I do consider those spoilers for the show, so I didn't want to mention them. So definitely check it out. There is another twist to it as well.
Yeah, it takes some twisted turns, but it's really entertaining. It is really interesting, and I can't wait to start the second core. I know it is out currently, but I have not had the chance to get around to it. As Ace just said, a lot of shows, so little time.
Too many shows, too little time. And see, that's the crazy thing this season. Like, besides like JJK, I guess that's the premiere show of this season. Like, I guess the most notable show, if you will, out
Hmm.
of everything that's really premiering this season. There's nothing else like that one top show other than JJK. We got like a whole bunch of like just different good shows just scattered throughout this season.
Yeah.
I'm excited to even check out some shows that we haven't mentioned on this list here, because they're my potential list. So if I get around, once I get around to watch it on my regular watch list, I can check out some stuff I potentially wanted to check out as well.
Hmm.
Because it's some good stuff on this season, man. There's some good stuff on this season.
Yeah, definitely. But with all that being said, let's get into news.
Oh
Um,
yeah. All right. It is now time
yep.
for GOC News, your weekly source for your favorite anime news. So let's get into it. All right, everybody, welcome back to GLC News. Once again, we're gonna be giving out the hottest news and hot off the press here, hot off the press here. The internet was in a blaze for this one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
grandfather of anime, if you will, Dragon Ball. Goku, our boy, he's back with another show, but this time, a spin-off series, if you will. Our boy, I think his name is Toriyama. I believe that's the name, the creator of Dragon Ball. There we go. He wanted to come tell a new story for Dragon Ball, and we got the trailer for it a couple of days ago. It's called Dragon Ball Daimo, and it looks like all the main cast of Dragon Ball, they're being turned into children, and they're gonna have to go and on this adventure to get back turned into adults. Now you might be saying that sounds a lot like GT, and I'm gonna look you in the camera and tell you it does sound a lot like GT.
But instead of just Goku, it's all the adults. Yeah. All the adults.
How do you feel? Well, I guess how do you feel about that? Because I mean, for me personally, I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, but like I grew, like any other anime fan, presumably I grew up with Dragon Ball, really. So, and played all the Dragon Ball games as well. So I am a fan of the series. I will say that. But I mean, for me, I don't really know. I don't even know if I would check this one out. I guess it really depends on how good the hardcore fans of the series say it is.
Yeah. I guess I'm in the same seat. I'm in the same boat, same seat as you, Alex. Watching the trailer did not make me want to watch the show.
It looks good though. It looks really good.
I mean, visually, but like the premise to me, I'm just like, I mean, I kind of get it because I think they're doing this because like it was it like the 25th anniversary of Dragon Ball or the 20th?
I believe something like that. It was some anniversary, yeah, something like that.
And the whole thing with Goku being a kid, I mean, just how Dragon Ball started was him as a child. So going back to that, and then I guess also having other people be kids for like comedic element or what have you, I think is interesting. But the whole thing is like the movies in which for Super, both of them, which are canon, introduced very interesting plot lines like devices like with Broly and even Gohan and Piccolo's new forms. And I don't understand why we're not just going to
well, from what I heard right now in the manga, they're actually doing the superhero stuff right now in the manga, and there's like 2 other arcs right now that people the hardcore Dragon Ball fans been waiting on to get animated. I believe it's called the Moral arc.
That's why
they've been waiting on that. So I don't know why they didn't give them that instead, but who knows?
Yeah, I was expecting if anything. Now, granted, I wasn't the biggest fan of Super, but that was more so just because there's other animes going on that I was like more interested in, but I did keep up with what was happening in Super. But I was expecting them to, if they were going to give us anything Dragon Ball related, it was going to be like, hey, Super's coming back. This is going to
be the next arc.
We're going to adapt this arc, and then I don't know. I would have expected Dragon Ball Daimo to come after that, but
or like you said, even if they didn't necessarily call it Super, people was expecting the next arc essentially.
Yeah. So I think this is. I don't know. I just think this is an interesting choice because there are very mixed opinions.
It's a very interesting choice.
I was about to say there are very mixed opinions about this online, and I myself find myself like I don't know if I'd check this out personally. It does not seem.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm probably not gonna. Because my brother's, he's a big Dragon Ball fan. I'll probably wait to see what he says about it to see if I just go and check it out. That's just more like probably what I'm end up doing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you haven't heard the news, there's a new Dragon Ball season out. I believe this was the rumored Dragon Ball Magic project that was rumored to be coming out. But yeah, it's called Dragon Ball Daimo.
Got it. Yep. All right. Next, the news we have after that is Attack on Titan is getting an after party, apparently. A virtual after party. Surprisingly not in Fortnite.
Surprisingly not in Fortnite. My question is, why do we need an after party after we're essentially about to watch Eren murder majority of the human race. I don't know, but they're doing it.
Yeah,
They're doing it.
as I said when we looked at this news, as I said to Ace, I was like, this is a very interesting choice of thing to do. But apparently, yeah, it's gonna be an online event that people can join either with their smartphones or their PCs.
Yep.
It's happening November 5th through the 8th.
For those who are interested, I'll try and find a link to where you can sign up for the event. If you just are interested for that, I'll try and find the link to that and I'll put that in the description. Try and hold me that to McMillian so I don't forget about that.
Okay, I'll remind him. But I mean, the thing is, apparently there's supposed to be the voice actors are going to be on there, the directors, the editor of the manga. I don't think they said
the creator of the manga. No, the manga, because I believe he's gonna. They said he's gonna be there too.
Okay, yeah,
the author.
So if you're interested in just hearing about how they like, one of the things they highlight in the little YouTube video was like, if you're interested on hearing how Attack on Titan went from manga to anime, they're gonna talk about that. They're gonna talk about, I think, like the whole, just like the state of what it was like to get here, considering this was originally with Wit and now it's with Mappa and stuff like that. So it sounds like it could be a good time. Yeah, it sounds like it could be an interesting time for like the diehard fans of Attack on Titan. So
I agree.
Just be aware, on the lookout for that. I'll try to make sure Ace puts the link in.
Yeah, and then like we said, it looked like it's gonna be like a 3-day event because the flyers and everything says from November 5th through the 8th. So no, it's a multiple day event, so something to look forward to. Then who knows? They might. I know that there's been rumors about like this Attack on Titan spin-off series going around, maybe, so they might talk about that as well. So that. Who knows, man, what they're planning for this after party. I'm pretty sure they got some type of special announcement as well for us there. But yeah, moving on to our next piece of news here. The Chainsaw Man manga recently won Best Manga Harvey Award for the 3rd straight year in a row. Yeah. That's crazy. So I heard, at least from our thumbnail artist, shout out Nomad, he said that I think he has an opinion on that Chainsaw Man is probably not doing too hot right now.
Well, I think he was more so inquiring to trying to figure out if people still had the same feelings about it after the manga after the manga came back, because for those that don't know, the manga finished its first part, quote unquote, and then went on break for a while, and it came back. And then and it was like right around the time the anime was airing. So he was wondering if with those two things, with the anime passing, has it fallen off just because of that? I personally, like I said, I was reading the manga. I'm a little bit far behind. I don't think that's the case. Apparently, award people don't think that's the case.
Apparently,
either.
They don't think that's the case either. Yeah. So
I just thought it was interesting. That it's been winning an award for its 3rd straight year, and it just early this year, just recently came back technically.
So shout out Chainsaw Man. Mm-hmm. So now this next one here, and I knew it was gonna freaking happen. I just didn't think it was gonna happen this soon. So everybody, our worst nightmares have come true. Netflix is trying it again. All right. They are doing a live action adaptation of the so popular Yu Yu Hakusho, the old school 90s anime, or 2000s, one of the two. Me personally, I think they should just have let the One Piece live action just sit for a while before we try this again. But here we are.
What
are your thoughts on this?
Well, this one is interesting because this isn't so the One Piece one, but that was truly a Netflix project. From what I can tell with the Yu Yu Hakusho one, seems to be a Japanese studio that is either being
and you think that, and they just got the right for
it. Yeah, I was about to say that's being funded by Netflix. Netflix is producing it, but they're not the ones in charge
fully producing
of making it. Actually making it. So I think that's more so what this is, and then
that's what this is. Okay,
yeah.
We're going to look into that then.
One Piece did because One Piece was fully Netflix HQ in America looking for going around. I think this is a thing they funded and got the rights to put on the app, not something that they're fully invested in making.
That they've personally spearheaded. I see what you're saying. It does premiere on December 14th. I don't think I mentioned that, so it's gonna be for the holiday season here. I haven't got around to watching Yu Yu Hakusho. That is one of the old gen animes that I have on my watch list.
That's
That I still got to get around to doing it, huh?
I was like, that is surprising. But then again,
yeah.
I didn't watch Yu Yu Hakusho until I was in college, so I don't blame you.
I'm gonna get there. I want to go check out all the old school greats and classics and stuff like that. So just like anything else, just got to get around to it.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. For me, it was, I think the moment I realized the same person who made Hunter x Hunter made it is when I was like, I need to check this out. Like, go back and check it out. Yeah.
I feel you.
After that, we have some more Viz Media news. So Viz Media recently launched a one-shot manga platform for the United States. So basically, from what I could tell from reading the article, this seems to be fully for U.S. manga artists / creative teams to put their mangas out on Viz Media. And from what I read, I think they had potentially have the chance to be picked up and serialized by Viz.
Okay.
So it provides a real big opportunity, I think, for U.S. mangakas to potentially get their work out there and supported by a huge publishing company. That is already recognized. So
sounds wonderful. Sounds beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right, so be on the lookout for that, everybody. For all you Ranger fans out there, the first trailer or first promotional video for Go-Go Loser Ranger got dropped, and I must say, it does look good. I'm not the biggest Ranger fan type anime fan, but this trailer here, they was going crazy. Let me tell you, boy, it looks good.
Yeah, I've read some of the manga for this. Very good story. Very interesting. It seems very funny. When this comes out, I'm gonna have to get a friend of the pod, Aaron, on this, and maybe me and him and Ace, we could talk about it. Because granted, Aaron don't got no socials, but I will tell you this right now: that man is a huge Ranger fan, huge Power Ranger fan. He's big into all that stuff. So I feel like if we're gonna talk about it, I gotta have him here. But if you have not watched the video for it, please do check it out. I think this anime is gonna be a very fun one to watch.
It was an action-packed trailer. Like I said, I'm not even the biggest Ranger fan. Like, I haven't watched one of those Ranger type shows since watching Power Rangers when I was a kid. But I might mess around and check this one out.
Now, I will. The premise of this one, if you have not heard anything about Go-Go Loser Ranger,
I have that laid on us.
It is basically like, I guess you would call it The Boys, but for Power Ranger type stuff, because the Rangers in this are not good people. Okay.
Oh my.
Basically, and the main character that we follow isn't even like a Ranger. He's one of the monsters that the Rangers have to fight. So it's a very wild manga, but it is super interesting.
It already sounds like a crazy time. Mm-hmm. When you mentioned that the Rangers aren't technically good people off the bat, it sounds wild. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So now we got into the rapid fire section of today's news section. Recently, Crunchyroll revealed a list of animes that they got the rights to stream on their their streaming services here. So we're gonna run through these real quick. Starting us off with Spice and Wolf Merchant meets the Wise Wolf. Moving on to The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. Next up, Seventh Time Loof, the villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. These isekai names are just getting crazy and crazy. I promise you, man. Moving on from there, The Foolish Angel dances with the devil. Okay. Next up, Sengoku Yoku. I believe I did see the trailer for that one. The next one, McMillian is a fan favorite. This one, Classroom of the Elite Season 3.
I'm mad at you get a trailer. Everything else got a trailer except this, and I was so upset.
Next up, my next life as a villainess, all routes leads to Doom movie. I remember this anime series is coming out, but it appears they're going to be getting a movie, so that's good. For all you fans of this out there, as well as I'm gonna say this one for last. Bye Bye Earth trailer. Bye Bye Earth as well. They got the rights for that, and then last but not least, Kaiju number 8. So this was also one of the most recent hype popular mangas that finally got its anime adaptation announced, and we finally know who's gonna be who has the streaming service rights. It's Crunchyroll. So they're gonna be streaming Kaiju number 8. So for those who don't know, McMillian, you want to tell everybody what Kaiju number 8 is? You want to get some more details on that?
Basically, it's a shonen manga that focuses on a man named Kafka Habina, who has been trying for a majority of his life to be on the Kaiju Defense Force in Japan, because in the world they live in, kaijus are real, and regularly at certain points throughout the years they attack Japan, and basically kind of the best way to there's a Kaiju Defense Force. Unfortunately for him, he has failed the test to join basically each year. He's like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's like a 30-year-old person by the time like the story starts. Like 30, he's in between like I want to say 30 to 32. And he
that's still young though. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
Oh yeah, no. Yes, it definitely is, but that generally isn't the age of most shonen protagonists. Most of them are teenagers.
You are correct. You correct there.
So,
I will say that.
So Kafka is a part of the kaiju cleaning service, because obviously after people kill these giant monsters, somebody gotta come and clean that shit up.
Clean them up. No, rightfully so.
So one day, after being injured on the job, he finds out that he has the ability to turn into a kaiju. And so basically he feels like, oh no, I am now the thing I've been like trying to fight my whole life. But he also feels as if he can use these newfound abilities to
fight them,
to finally become a part of the Kaiju Defense Force and fight against kaijus. And
there you go.
Wild shit unfolds after that.
I think that's all the synopsis we need there. Thank you, McMillian. So, Kaiju number 8 sounds like a wonderful time. And I remember when this was first, airing with the manga that is, and McMillian was just telling me about it. He was like, hey, this is one manga right now called Kaiju number 8 is really good. Right now, he's like, I just can't wait for this to get adapted. And we're here finally, but like half a year later. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. So for all the stuff that we mentioned, just before we wrap up news, for most of the stuff that we mentioned from the NYC Comic-Con announcements, those have trailers.
They do.
You could probably find when they're projected to be released as well if you look them up. I'm pretty sure Kaiju number 8 is supposed to be coming out within, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not the winter, then it would be the spring.
I believe it's January 2024.
Yeah, so the winter, this coming winter season for
2024. Which is still winter. You're correct, but I believe the exact release window. I believe it is January 2024. Yeah, and as McMillian did say, each of these did get trailers. Of course, for GLC News, we played some of these trailers for you. Nice up on the screen for you on you. So for you for all of our audio only listeners out there, for one of the perks of watching the YouTube videos, you do get to see these cool trailers that we are discussing in YouTube videos and things of that nature. But yeah.
Yep. So that was it for news. Please let us know in the comments or anything what you are excited for in terms of the Crunchyroll Comic-Con announcements, or any news that we may have missed that you think we would like to know about.
I agree. This news section was a little bit thicker than I thought, and really was. It was that AOT after party. Who has an after party after genocide? I'm still confused on that. I'm still confused on that, man.
That's an interesting choice. I'm gonna go through the weekly recommendation real fast, and then we'll get to JJK 36, and then we'll wrap it all up. So,
of course,
this week's recommendation is something I think that a lot of people may not know about, but also at the same time, a lot of people do know about. I know it's oxymoron.
It's a cult favorite.
Bear with me. So I'm gonna talk about Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic and the Kingdom of Magic. Magi, quick synopsis, is taking place in a fantasy world that borrows elements from 1001 Nights. The story follows a young man named Aladdin and his traveling companion Alibaba, who go on adventures conquering dungeons to obtain valuable items, metal vessels, and powerful hosts capable of harnessing magic known as jinns. This anime is really good. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil some of the stuff that happens, but it is truly a cult classic. Like
It is.
those who know about it
They
know
know.
they know. It is a shame that unfortunately, like the series ends kind of abruptly because the
It ain't
manga
no
is still
kinda. It did.
the manga continues the story. I have read it. It is great, but please do check these out. First, if you do decide to go ahead and go with our recommendation, you must know Labyrinth of Magi, Labyrinth of Magic is first, and then it leads into Kingdom of Magic. There's also a
Mm-hmm.
prequel series called Sinbad,
Mm-hmm.
which you can
The
choose
Adventures
to
of Sinbad.
which you can choose to watch before or after as well.
I will say after, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would also
That's
say
just me.
after, just so you can kind of. I mean, it was meant to. It came out after, so. But really good, a really amazing show. Really fun premise, really good storytelling. It starts off, I think, very simple, but as it goes, it constantly evolves. You get to learn so much more about the world and the characters.
Yeah.
Really good time. Really good time.
Yeah. Like, if any anime needed a reboot, it's Magi. This is one of those series that needs a reboot because, like,
Would you say
our
it
friend
needs a reboot?
McMillian.
Or
Well, I
would you
guess not
say
necessarily a
more
reboot,
like
just a continuation. Because,
Yeah.
like he said, the anime ended abruptly. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at a reboot because, even though I do say the old animation holds up very, very good, so we don't necessarily need a reboot. But would I be mad at one? No.
I was just saying, like,
uh-huh.
if they did the what am I blue? They did the Blue Exorcist treatment, which where it was like, hey, we're just gonna pick up off where
Yeah, I'll take
we
that.
left off.
I'll take that.
I would not be mad because
I'll take
like
that. No,
you
I wouldn't be
said,
mad at all either.
it still holds up. So, but
Yeah.
I do agree. If they decide to just be like, hey, we gonna slap the fresh coat of paint on it. Hey, who am I to get mad? You know.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah. Once again, this week's weekly recommendation brought to you via McMillian, of course, is Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Please definitely go check it out. Like we said earlier, this one is a cult classic and it's a good one. You will not be disappointed. And all right, everybody, and it is now time it is finally time. We're going to be continuing our coverage here of the Shibuya incident, and boy, is it a incident right now. All right, let me tell you. With episode 36, Dull Knife. All right. And, if you guys were keeping up, with the last episode or anything, I mentioned how it is now an S-rank mission. Apparently that the last episode was a false alarm. All right, that was a false alarm. Let's redo that one over again, everybody. It's for real this time. Let's send up the flares. We are in big trouble. All right, I thought we was in big trouble before, which we technically was, but now it's the real deal. All right.
Yeah, because as my suspicion of Toji of at first it just being, hey, we borrow the power of the spirit we call on,
was correct.
That was correct. But
unfortunately, Big Man, you go ahead and tell them what happened.
They called the wrong spirit. And because that man said, hey, this is my body now. You understand? You feel me? This is mine. And he done packed the lady, he done packed up that grandma so damn fast.
Both of the grandson and the grandma.
He took out, and he said, all right, now this is my new body. Hey, you gotta get the fuck up out of here.
And I guess be correct on our technical terms here for our JJK lore, the grandmother seanced the Toji's body, not his soul. But because, as we all know, Toji's body has a heavily packed on it, and when he came back, Toji mentioned, like, this body's special, meaning, with it being special, being that heavily packed. And he was saying the previous soul couldn't handle this body, which allowed him to basically come back and take over his body.
Yes, I think also to point out, what was it? 2 or 3 episodes ago, we got to see Ghetto's body react to Gojo saying, are you really going to let this fraud traipse around in your body? And the person inside was like, look, this, the spirit and the body seem to be one in the same. So that was apparently just foreshadowing of this bullshit.
Which is, I didn't even put those 2 and 2 together, but now that you mention it, like you said, it's perfect foreshadowing. Now that you mention that, it's why.
Yeah. So now,
oh my gosh.
So now Megami potentially might have to deal with his goddamn dad because he said he's
okay. I would like me personally, just being me personally, I would like to think, even though his son is a sorcerer, that if he finds that he gets the information that he knows that, like, hey, that's my son right there, that he would not kill him unless cross, unless otherwise
Unless
cross.
I mean, I would hope so as well. I don't think. Granted, though, Toji did forget Megumi existed during the inventory arc.
That he did. But I would like to think there's some shred of humanity in that psychopath,
in that killing machine,
somewhere in there.
Yeah, but that, as Ace said last week,
it's like a 2% chance he doesn't kill him. All right, but it's a chance.
There's a chance. But as you said, shit is getting very real.
Yes.
Right after that scene, we leave to go find out what Nobara is doing. Nobara and Maki. Maki ends up staying in this, trying to go down deeper into the levels to figure out like what's going on with Gojo, and she stays with the other Zenin guy. I forget his name at the moment. And they try to basically make their way down deeper into like the subway. And Nobara and one of the, what do they call them? The people in black suits. Do they have? Like,
I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, but the they do have a title, but I cannot remember right now. Yeah, but the black suit people.
Yeah, her and the female one that
with the black suits. We just call them the black suits.
Yeah, her and the female one that we've met before. They decide to go up and try and see if they can find anybody else to basically come and help. And they run into the ponytail sorcerer who was helping out the cursed spirits when they attacked the academy. And we basically get to see Nobara and a girl get caught up with him, and I'm assuming his curse technique has to do with luck. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
it has to do with luck or something, because it seems to be that he's able to switch stuff to be in his favor. Until he can't, because
until a real goon pulled up on him.
Because basically, after Nobara almost ends up dying to this ponytail guy.
He was working the bar ass. I ain't even gonna flex.
He was. I was very upset.
It was a little sad.
It was very upset to see that, considering how we ended the first season with her and Yuji dog walking the shit out of two
special grades. I believe it was special grades.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were special grades. 2 special grades. And then we see that shit, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? But Nanami pulled up, and he said, I want to know the names of everybody that you work with and where the fuck they at. And he thought he was playing. Kicked him.
That's the only answer he wanted.
It's the only answer he wanted.
That was the only answer he wanted.
But that man kicked Nanami. He said, is this a wall? And then he got straight sit into a wall. He got straight.
That's when you know it's
across the room.
That's when you know it's time to go. When you know it's time to. This man said, "Is this a wall?" It's time to leave. That is my cue. This art. He's above my pay grade. I'm leaving. I'm not. Yeah. I don't. I'm not paid to do any more above than this level right here. All right. I'm gone.
That man started begging for his life. He said, "Please, I'm so young. I haven't done a lot.
I got a family. I can't a pet turtle."
He said, "I got a family." The Nami was not trying to hear none of that shit.
See, the only answer that man wanted to know was how many of you are there and what are their locations. He didn't want no other answers out of that man.
None. Straight beat his ass into oblivion. And as a fan, my God. That's A-list right there. That puts you in top tier right there.
that does put you in top tier right there. Favorite characters right there, boy. Because he came in, he handled business hands down. I can't. And I ain't mad at him. Oh. There you go, Nanami. I'm with you there. I'm with you. Handle business, because he killed all your homies, all of them. Mm-hmm. You got to teach this man a lesson. It's point blank simple. And actually, I need you that, man, because there's a grade S threat right now. walking around
here. I need you in tip top shape.
I need you on your P's and Q's. So I'm glad you already upped up. Listen. I'm here for it, because you're gonna need it.
You're gonna need it. Exactly. Oh man. And just before we move on, I just gotta say, the women of this that are the women JJK fans are eating this season because y'all are fools online. I'm not saying that I got a problem with it. It is just hilarious the shit that y'all pull out of these episodes.
Bro, I'm sorry, but I have to rant here. I'm really having a hard time understanding how the fuck they are gonna deal with this man Toji. It's not computing with me right now.
I don't. I'm like I said, I'm worried. I'm worried because on top of all the fucking special grade sorcery, on top of all the special grade curses walking around, you got this extreme S level threat
Wild
right
card out here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he ain't on nobody's side.
None.
This man
None
is
at
out
all.
here for terrorism and that's it. And mayhem. That's all he's here for. And you know that's all he's here for because he just got thrown back into the world of living. He don't know what's going on. He just ready to fuck stuff up. That's all.
Mhm.
That's all.
Yeah,
And I'm just, oh my gosh. I don't know. Listen, whoever the first person he runs across, I'm gonna pray for them. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm praying for them. Well, I guess technically that first person was Eno, but so the second person.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting when Nanami and them make it to Gojo, if that even happens.
If that even happens.
And
if they even make it that far, like you mentioned.
There's so many terrible things that can happen with Toji in play because they could be in the middle.
So many terrible things
they could be in the middle of fighting a special grade curse, and
this man just comes out of nowhere. Like, what's good?
Oh, you mind if I join?
I'm scared. That's what I'm scared of right now. How is this man gonna pop up on the scene next? That is what I'm really scared of right now. And like I said, whoever this second person is that he pops up on, we just gonna pray for them. We really just gonna pray for them because you're gonna have a handful. Let me tell you.
Yep. So we end off the episode pretty interestingly. So like we have a couple of things that happen. Like Nobara, Nanami suggested Nobara and them basically get out of there. I don't think she's gonna follow them orders though. Just based.
I don't think she is either. Based on her hard-headed ass, I don't think she is either. But
so that'll be interesting.
But as long as she stays out the way, that's fine. Because I will say we do need sources in the general vicinity. So I don't think her sticking around just in general will be a bad idea. But just like I said, as long as she's not in the way, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah. So I think what her game plan might be is like find each.
As long as she doesn't run up on Toji, all right. Let me tell you, well, she'll be fine.
Well, that's the second That's the second high school you go kill. I want to say I have faith that she could do it, but I don't.
I have no faith. I have
exactly.
I have zero faith in a Nobara versus Toji encounter. I have zero faith.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna have to intervene to save her life. Something's gonna have to. Something crazy is gonna happen. Yeah. It have to happen if that happens.
If that happens. And then lastly, well, actually, I forgot to put this on the docket, but two interesting things we ended the episode on.
Okay.
May and her brother encountered Ghetto, and he released a special grade curse. What was it, the curse of plagues or something like that? I think.
I'm about to say this grade had an extra grade to it.
Yeah, he released, like, I believe it's called the Curse of Plagues or the Plague Curse, and it immediately domain expansion to her ass.
Immediately,
I was like, God damn.
Off the rip.
But she somehow survived, and I think that's maybe where we pick up next episode. But right before we ended, like where it cut was we saw Choso, who was supposed to be the last. What is it? Curse? What is it called? Curse
Sibling.
Womb.
One of the whatever they call
siblings. The last one, and presumably the most strongest. He encountered Itadori and immediately was like, I'm getting revenge.
Run them things.
Yeah, run them hands. And that is so that's where the episode ends. And I'm very interested to see where these two fights lead.
My question is, at least with the Choso versus Itadori fight, is our boy Mahito gonna pull up before they finish?
Oh.
Because then there's double trouble.
Yeah, and I don't think in this regard Mahito would respect the one-on-one.
I don't think he would, because last time they jumped him, and now he's pulling up with Itadori already fighting down. How the tables have turned.
How the tables have turned.
How the turntables.
They about to get in that ass. Oh man. But
That's what I'm saying. I can listen. I see the vision.
I see the vision. I see the vision.
If I was the manga author creator, I would put Itadori in the reverse situation.
And yeah, while Itadori has shown that he has improved slightly, I don't think he's ready for both their heads to get him. So it'll be
because unfortunately, our boy Mahito is a little bit stronger than the last time, unfortunately. Well, yeah. So, and I don't think it'll definitely be hard to deal with him, especially with Mahito knowing domain expansion and everything with him. Dealing with him and the blood user as well. So
now, granted, Mahito cannot domain expansion with Itadori because Sukuna.
Oh yeah, because you're right. Okay, yeah, there's that caveat.
He told Mahito.
He learned a valuable lesson last time.
He said, "You touch my soul again, bitch."
He learned a valuable lesson last time that he did. You are correct. I remember that.
So we'll have to see exactly what unfolds. Because
I guess if he does do it, but I don't know if his move if he has to go, reach into somebody's souls whenever he touches them, if that's like part of his curse, he has to do that.
Yeah, so his domain expansion, basically, the way it works is automatically, it's basically like if he had touched you. That's how his domain expansion works. That's why, if you remember when he broke into the domain.
Well, I was just saying. No, I think it is because I was just saying. Well, maybe he could still technically transmute your body without touching your soul. But I think how he is transmuting your body is by transmuting your soul. So I don't think I don't think that's the case. So he would still have to technically touch his soul.
Yeah, I was about to say, and if he domain expansion, it does it automatically.
Yeah.
So that would be just bad for him because Sukuna would be like, "All right, I told you, bitch ass. I told you." I done told you, as you do this again, you're dead. So
you thought it was playing.
Exactly. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens if Mahito does run up on the Choso and Itadori fight. Like, what will be the thing if they'll work together, or if Mahito wants the glory of taking out Itadori by himself. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm interested to see what other fights we're gonna get into because I'm pretty sure at some point Maki and
you know what,
the other Zenin are gonna get into some stuff.
Now that I think about it, since we're on the whole Itadori and Sukuna thing, that might be how they stop Toji.
Sukuna?
Because we already know Sukuna. Yeah, we already know he's making an appearance this season.
Oh, definitely.
Because like I said, Mappa didn't care about anime only this with this season in this new intro. So, and I believe it was also in that trailer that they showed as well.
Yes,
Sukuna as well, using one of his curse techniques. So, he's gonna be here. No spoilers if you didn't already know. He's here. I don't see how you if you avoided that spoiler, but if you didn't, Sukuna is pulling up this arc. So that might be how they stopped Toji.
It could be. Man, Toji versus Sukuna. I mean, granted, it might be a quick fight, but I still like to see it.
I would like to see that.
Yeah, but all right. And that's a good thing. That's a good question to leave off.
Might as well theorize on it since they already done spoiled me. So I might as well, theorize on it. Make something good out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it just. I guess the question is just like, how does Sukuna get involved into all of this?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they have some of Sukuna's fingers because old boy the other one,
Jogo?
The volcano, Jogo, he mentioned he was like, aren't we just gonna feed the fingers to Sukuna and everything? So I don't know if they brought him. I don't know if he was speaking like future tense or if he did they actually brought the fingers with them this time. I don't know.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe Jogo does something.
But then if you remember from season 1 though, there's also that promise. That pact that he made with Itadori. So there's that way as well. But in that pact was only he wouldn't kill sorcerers. Toji's not a sorcerer, so now it's kind of it's kind of lining up actually.
Was it sorcerers or was it innocent people?
I believe it was sorcerers or his friends. It was something specific because Itadori was like, if we do this, you can't kill whoever, my friends or whatever. It was something specific.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Ooh. That's one to think on. But
And then that's how he went all to the things about, well, we can't, I seriously can't go back on the pet, because if I go back on the pet, that's gonna mess me up. So
mhm,
whatever rules we say, that's it.
yeah,
I have to abide by those.
yeah. No, that's a good theory. I look forward to seeing if that does come, if that's the thing that comes to fruition. But with all that, let's go ahead and rate this one and get on out of here.
8.
An
I'll
8.
give it an 8. A
I
solid 8. This episode was good. It had a lot of action in it, a lot of hype moments in it, and then the main plot twist of Fushiguro fully, coming back all together now. Like we got the confirmation, like it is him in the
mm-hmm.
flesh now. It's just wild.
Yeah, no, I had to agree. Like I said, every episode for the Shibuya arc, for the Shibuya incident arc, has basically just built upon itself. It just keeps
Mm-hmm.
getting better. Yeah, this definitely deserves an 8 with all the threats and the emotional, even like with the emotional like beats for this episode. It's just getting more and more bigger in scope and stake. Like I am
Yeah, because
very
because
interested to see where it goes.
like I said earlier, thankfully, the only thing that I was spoiled on for this arc before I came into it was that Gojo was, had got sealed, and
Mm-hmm.
that happened at like episode 3, of this arc. So I was like, that I was, dumbfounded when I found that out. I was like, oh, so what the heck happens in this arc then if my boy Gojo gets sealed at the very beginning? I was like, I was shocked. That was my plot twist of the season right there. And then of course, the spoiler that Mappa gave me, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yep, yep. All right, guys. But with all that, that is this episode of Gurren Otaku Council. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And for my audio only listeners, please consider following the podcast, sharing it. Really appreciate it. Helps us grow. If you want to stay up to date on all things about the council, please consider following us on our social media. That is at Gurren Otaku's on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council on everything else. With all that said, guys, please continue to enjoy this new season of anime that we have here. Let us know your thoughts on the JJK.
Stay warm out there too.
That is true. It is getting colder. Stay warm.
Mother
Get your
Nature
hoodies.
just said we're skipping over the fall season, we're going straight into winter.
I did come out of my house one day this week and there was ice on my car. So she ready. She ready. So be safe out there. But let us know what you guys thought of all the stuff that we talked about today. Um, please continue to enjoy the anime. Keep up to date with everything. This is Gurren Otaku Council saying meeting adjourned. Peace out, everybody.